Hello. Is this thing on? Testing. 1, 2, 3. All right. Got a bit of background noise. And where are you? Let's focus. There we go. Yeah. Got a bit of background noise at the gym. There's a class about to start in here in 30 minutes, so I'm gonna try and get through this as quickly as possible. We're gonna do some hip mobility and then talk over the things that we were saying about discomfort. So, I don't know, I don't really have a specific routine that I do for hip mobility. I kind of just go with what I'm feeling on any particular day. Sorry if I'm distracted. People keep walking in and out, and this is new to me. It's hard to zone them out. So yeah, we're gonna just like look at my legs. Right now, I'm really tight like inside here and then across here because of I did the hip. I can never remember the difference. Abductors and adductors. I don't remember which one is which. And I did heavy hip thrusts. So those are pretty messed up. I'm walking kind of weird. So anything that you see me doing here is specifically to target those things. So what I'm encouraging you guys to do is, if any one of these exercises that I'm doing helps make something in your body feel a little bit better, note that and remember it for next time. Because the things that I'm doing for my adductors specifically, it might help you make your quads feel better, for example. And then you just remember that, like, hey, if I do a heavy quad day, then I might want to do these things before, after, like before the workout, after the workout, and on the day after the workout. So you could try that. I'm distracted. So first, we got to, I always start with the foam roller just because I like feeling out, like sometimes my legs get so tight that I don't even realize that there's parts of it that are tight, where obviously I know specifically what's tight based on what I train, but this one, I'll put up a link. I'm pretty sure I found it on Amazon for like 20, 25 bucks. I'll find it and then just like put it on the screen for you guys, or if I forget to, just DM me and I'd be happy to send you the link to it. So, first what I'm gonna do, since I know specifically it's the adductors, I don't know if you can see that. See how I'm creating like a 90-degree angle here to open up my hip, and then I'm going like all the way inside, like basically beside my groin, and I'm literally just gonna chill here. And when I'm chilling here, I'm making like small movements like this way, like back and forth, and then you see my leg coming up and down, keeping the 90-degree angle. That's what I'm gonna try and kind of like aim for, is just like really small movements. Think about it more like a massage than how everybody does foam rolling, and they're just like wiggling back and forth and doing the worm and shit, bro. Like, no, none of that. Okay. Normally how I know when it's released is I kind of just like feel like getting warm, and then the blood flow returns, and like it's just like this weird sensation where it's like, if you haven't felt it, I don't know if everybody even feels that, but if you haven't felt it, you might not understand, but if you have, it's just like, I kind of like feel the blood going back down my leg like very rapidly. So when I'm doing this and I'm moving my leg around like that, I can also feel that my calves are still pretty sore from Wednesday, which makes sense because this is like 2 days later. We are gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the calves, just make a really small, wait, I can get this way. Make really small movements on the calf like this. I'm not going all the way up and down the length of it. Personally, that doesn't really do much for me. I focus on one like isolated spot. I use the second leg on either side on top to add additional pressure, and then I'm just like, making circles with my foot. I made a sound, like, you know what that means. I was just like, but make circles with my foot, and using the second leg for additional pressure, moving like there. So I move like, I rolled my leg like this way, like more onto the side, and I found an even tighter spot. So I'm doing the same thing there. I'm just gonna use the second leg to apply as much pressure if I need to. If you don't need any additional pressure, you could just take that leg off, because this one has the little grooves in it, I'm pretty used to foam rolling, so I usually need additional pressure, or I might even go to like a lacrosse ball, but we'll cover that in another day. For now, we're just gonna do this. Making little circles with my foot, and just for the sake of time, I'm not gonna wait for this knot to release, but I would say you probably don't wanna go more than like 2 to 5 minutes on it. I have fallen asleep on foam rollers before. I'm not gonna lie, it's not the most enjoyable experience when you wake up and your whole shit is like numb. So just like don't do that. 2 to 5 minutes should be enough because we're just trying to like stimulate the muscles and promote some blood flow. So I'm going to see how the other side's feeling. My hip just cracked. Yeah, other side's pretty okay. Now that we did that, I feel pretty comfortable getting down into the squat, but what I'm gonna do first is work on my feet. Normally I do start with the feet, but I wasn't having feet pain today. I was like literally having trouble walking and even getting on top of my bike because the adductor, so I started there just so I could get more comfortable. In my normal stretches, that's the reason I chose that. This is just like a tiny little ball that I found at Winners. Has like, will it focus? There we go. Has like grooves in it and stuff, so you can use that if you find one of those like stress release balls. You can use a lacrosse ball, you can use anything, a tennis ball, golf ball. Obviously the harder surfaces, the tougher it might be. So when I'm foam rolling the bottom of my feet, I'm not actually like trying to inflict pain. I'm just trying to get the blood flowing. So I'm not putting a full amount of pressure like directly onto it. I'm just like covering the surface area, like the way that my big, like if this is, I don't know if you can see my hand, if this is my big toe, like here, I'm just running like along here. So like, what? Wait, pistol squat test? Like right here. So I'm just following from the tip of the toe slowly down to the base and trying to encourage some blood flow and some feeling while I'm on a spot that's kind of uncomfortable. I'm not pushing down because I don't want to make the pain worse. I'm not pushing down. I'm just sitting on it very lightly, and then I'm opening and closing my foot like this. Okay. So you're like, Jelani, we asked for hip mobility. Why are we talking about the feet? Because everything starts from your feet. So shut up and don't ask questions. No, I'm kidding. Ask questions, they're great. But seriously, everything starts from your feet. So now I'm just gonna do some mobilization on the toe. I'm literally just like wiggling it around sometimes, just like having a good time with your foot like that. I specifically do my left foot because my left foot is the one that I had a lot of, like my left side is the one that had a lot of injuries on. So because of that, I compensated the way that I walk, and I get a lot of pain in the first MTP or my big toe on the left side. So I don't really do as much for my right toe. I'm not sure if that's good or bad, but my mobility is just considerably better. As you can see, like I have more dexterity and control on my right foot. On my left foot, I'm just kind of like, bruh. It's like I'm actually focusing and trying to do the same thing, but it's really hard for me. I'm gonna start down here in a deep squat like this. If you cannot make it down here, then you can go with like wherever you're comfortable at. Like if it's just like this and then eventually you work down to here, this is what it looked like for me when I was at the beginning of COVID. And you can use a yoga block, a foam roller, like anything like this to like help you, you know what I mean? And then you could sit to this instead. So a book, block, basketball, anything like that. But the point is to try and see, like here, I don't want to be like hunched over like this to make it happen. I want to keep my lats engaged and my torso like upright so we could draw a line the same way you would be squatting. You know what I mean? Mine is kind of bad right now, but that's all right. From that position, then I want to open up. And I'm breathing deeply, always with mobility. It's hard for me right now because I'm talking and trying to project my voice, but don't forget to breathe as you're moving. So when I'm sitting in this position, I can feel a lot of burning across the front of my ankle. So I'm gonna get out of that position, swap over right here. I can also feel like the hamstrings are tight inside here. So I don't know, again, I'm just doing everything based off of my feeling and what I know works for me, so I don't really have a science to it. I'm just like, I know when I feel here and here, I'm gonna hop into this position. So, again, I was here, like across the front here, and then like through here. So then I'm driving my knee forward, and it needs to cross my second toe. If it doesn't go in front, that's fine, just work with what you have. And then I'm just doing this a couple of times. I'm making sure to squeeze my glutes, brace my core, I'm breathing, and I'm trying to keep my torso upright. Like I'm not doing it like this. You see the way my back is? I'm trying to keep my back like this. Wait, I don't know if you can see that. Let's back it up. Camera angle looks a little low. Okay, I think we're good there. So, yeah, now I'm gonna have to talk even louder. But, see my back? So, I'm focusing on trying to keep my back up. To do that, I'm bracing my core, so this area, like all the way down to like the base of my groin, is like super tight. And then I'm squeezing my glutes to push this over the second toe, open the hips, and then just rock back. So when I first started doing this, and depending on the day, like if I had trained hamstrings, it might just be like this. Like some days I can't sink back into this. The important thing with mobility is not to rush and like not to force your body the way that you do stretching. I'm just like working with whatever range of motion I have on that day and trying to open it up. So it's like slowly. Because just because I can sit back and do this, that's not actually gonna open up my hips, right? Because the main thing is, like say you want your hip mobility, I'm trying to lengthen the muscles that are around it and really feel it inside of the joint. Whew, we out of breath. Next one, another good one that I like to do is these rocks. I'll do it from the other side too, but just to show it from the front. So I know because I'm all tightened here, this is gonna be a good one. Hello.
Hey, are you doing something? I'm just having
Yeah, no. I'm recording, but it's okay.
Oh.
Like I know there's a class at 9:30, so I'm gonna move. Yeah. No worries.
I'm just gonna set it behind
Okay.
I'll stay out of the...
No. I can change it if it makes you uncomfortable.
No, it doesn't make me uncomfortable.
Okay,
I just
okay.
want to make sure it's not in your shoes.
No, yeah, it doesn't
Go
matter.
with it, sorry.
Okay. So from there, you're gonna go this side, knees as far open as your body will allow you, and then instead of driving, I guess like up, you want to go back, like close to the wall. Hold in position for 3 seconds, and then forward. Which class is at 9:30 anyways?
It's a step class.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I come in a bit early just to...
Oh no, you're all good. I've been here for like 20, 25 minutes.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. I just like, I'm not so good at like recording stuff and talking to camera, so I just like over record and then edit it down after so that,
That's how you do it.